wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. So good, so good. I got you. Wow!
Hear ye, read all about it. Not all vitamins are created equal. Go figure. The whole point that I'm trying to make on this one is that there is no one governing nutraceutical companies and what they produce. Yes, research does show absolutely that specific nutrients like vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin D are all good for you, and sometimes they give you a specific dose amount that is again based on recommended daily intake, which by the way happens to be just enough of that specific nutrient so that you don't get a disease like scurvy or rickets and wind up dying. Go figure. Not really good for optimal health. So we know research shows that these specific nutrients are good for us. However, there's nothing beyond that that lets us know for sure what we're getting when we buy a multivitamin or a vitamin E or fish oils or so on. Hence, it's really left up to each specific company as to what they're going to give to their customers. And in most cases, it's as cheap and as useless as it can be. I'm not here to bash any specific company, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to hopefully give you some information that will let you choose a better product that has been researched in human studies to show that it in itself, in the proprietary mixture or creation that that company made, is going to give us the end physiological and biochemical response that we're looking for. There are a lot of multivitamins on the market. Most of the less expensive ones, I'm going to put at that point, are not absorbable in the human body, or let's say that only 3% of what's in them are actually absorbed in the human body. So when we're talking about a company and that company's standard of what they put on the market for us, I'm going to look at their certifications. What is it that they're certifying this product to do? And do they actually have in human studies showing that their proprietary mixture does what we're looking for it to do? There are a couple of good companies out there. One is Biodesigns, not bad. They have some good glandulars. But for my money, and I do take nutrients, sorry, it is a must, and I'll go over that in another show as to why we need to take nutrients. But for my money, the best company on the market, bar none, who sets the standard head and shoulders above everybody else, is a company called Metagenics. Metagenics sets 3 standards of certification for themselves. They're not regulated by the FDA. They're not required to do this. They do this so that what they put on the market to their customers through doctors' offices, such as this one here, and the rare pharmacy, actually does what it's designed to do. Now, first of all, let me explain something. Taking just one vitamin, i.e., oops, I need more vitamin E, in and of itself is okay, but it needs other nutrients to synergistically create the healthy benefits that we're looking for. So when you're looking at a company for specific nutrients, let's look at a company who, when they put a product on the market, let's say, is putting something on that has a specific end result that it's trying to accomplish. I.e., let us say that we're trying to find a organic complementary means of controlling pain. I.e., normally we take NSAIDs or non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Well, let's look at, is there something out there that can naturally do that so that we don't have the side effects, i.e. mucosal lining thinning and possible bleeding out and dying from overuse of such a pharmaceutical? So when I'm talking about Metagenics, I'm talking about a company that does look at that and say, okay, here's what it is we're trying to accomplish. We want to actually help to keep the pain levels down. So we've created a product called, or they've created, it's not my company, go figure, but they've created a product called Caprex. And it in and of itself has a selective means of actually assisting the pain profile pre the cell to get the cells to then express themselves in a calm state of ease of function. Boy, now there's a beauty, isn't it? Something very simple that has no side effects, that has been shown by them and through multi-center studies that are not their own, but a third party, that this product actually works in the human body to provide us with a pain profile reduction. Doesn't that make sense? That's all I'm trying to do with what I'm putting forward to you folks is, does your healthcare make sense? Does it make sense to you to do what is being offered or recommended or prescribed in a sense? For example, if I can put it this way, it's simple. Just out of the blue, I just decide to start banging my head against the wall. Bang, bang, bang. Keep on doing this. Next thing I know, I've got this splitting headache. And it keeps going on and on. I've got this headache, So I go to the doctor and I say to the doctor, Doc, I got this terrible headache. It's driving me nuts. What can we do? Oh, well, here, take this. Well, okay, Motrin 800 or Tylenol 800 milligram, whatever. Here's something for the pain. So I go home, I take it, and it helps. It does bring down the pain level, but it doesn't stop me from banging my head against the wall. Next thing I know, I've got this big lump on my head from where I keep hitting it. So I go back to the doctor and I say, Doc, the pain medication worked. I don't have the headache, but I got this big bump on my head. Oh, really? Well, what the heck's going on? What have you been doing? Well, I've just been banging my head against the wall. Gee, now do you think maybe stopping that would have caused or allowed us to stop the headache in the first place without having to move to a drug to pretty much band-aid it? We really never took care of the cause. So we're looking at something that we can go in from a nutrient-based profile and possibly from a lifestyle choice profile to make changes in the human body so that we can help you to live symptom-free, pain-free, full of energy, and just feeling good. Because healthcare should make sense. And healthcare in an optimal state should make you feel good. Thank you. Next week, we're going to show a specific nutrient profile that will help your dogs, your cats, who are in pain from autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis. Wow. And I'm going to show you a hot video on that shows you that animals don't have the placebo effect. So, maybe what we're talking about actually works. Thank you. We'll see you next week right here on the Energy Doctor channel. Take care, good health, and feel good.
Wow, I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't.